Welcome back to Dr. Josefina's Way, and I'm Laura Guttridge. In today's lesson, we're talking about surrounding yourself with possibilities thinkers.
Yes.
In other words, positive people.
Yes.
And, you know, of course, it made me think of the old saying, birds of a feather flock together.
Exactly.
And we are, I think, in essence, the sum of the people we hang out with. And I thought it was interesting that you said that one of your advice is that you write a list.
Yes.
Of the people that you hang out with most.
Yes.
And, you know, I did the mental list, and I thought about, you know, the friends that I've known for a long time, and I do consider good friends. We're not exactly alike, but there's a little bit of them that is a part of my personality, and that's what drew me to them. Like, you love yoga, and I love yoga.
Yes.
You know, I have other friends that, you know, my friend Alexi, she loves animals, and we have that connection.
Yes.
So I think with all of my friends, you know, there's these little connections that, and I think that's how, you know, you talk about the sum. So I think it's important when choosing your friends that you choose friends that do have the core, you know, some kind of value that you admire or that you share with each other. And I even took it a step further and thought about me and Bobby, my husband. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she said, you know, you sound like Bobby. The things that you say, you know, the words that I choose sometimes, she's like, I feel like I'm talking to Bobby sometimes. And I thought, you know, that's because we love each other so much, and we are like one. We're like, we know it. You know, he's been my best friend for the last 22, or actually more than that, almost 30 years. So it is important. Sorry I went on a little bit of a rant there, but a topic like this is something we really don't think of that often, but it's such an important thing.
Yeah, it makes an impact in your life.
It does.
Especially when you're raising children.
Yes.
And you want to make sure that they hanging out with friends that are going to be positive people, because, you know, like I said in the lesson, negative behavior is contagious.
Yes.
As well as the positive one.
Exactly.
So we have to be extremely careful that the people you are hanging out with or associating with are people who are building you up, not people who are bringing you down. People who find everything is wrong with you, or everything is wrong with life, or nothing is good. That's very draining. I mean, that is wow.
Right.
You know?
You get off the phone with people like that, and you think that it's like, oh, you know, and then other people who are the opposite, and then it's like a breath of fresh air dealing with them. But I liked your mantra throughout the lesson, which was stop wasting time with them.
Yes.
And then you had the whole list of questions, you know, and everyone listening to that, I'm sure you're thinking of people you know.
Yes.
And sometimes I think with friends we do naturally also gravitate to those that we tend to share the beliefs and feelings and are positive if we're positive also.
Yeah.
And then of course the negative people they're gonna
hang out together.
The birds of the feather flock together. But I think through life, even, well, maybe it's a subconscious thing, but I think there is a natural weeding that takes place throughout your life with all the people that you meet, because you meet a lot of people.
So when you were growing up, you had a lot of friends?
I had a smaller group of friends that I knew a lot of people, but there was like 4 or 5 of us that hung out together.
Yes, yeah. I have my whole life, I have very few people, very few friends, because sometimes your lifestyle is different.
Yes.
And then, like you were saying, you have to have things in common that you share. The only thing I can tell you lately, anybody who I associate with, and if they have an extra pounds, they lose weight. And I know
you guilt them into it.
Well, you know what? Because I don't go out to eat. I don't go out to drink, and so they want to hang out with me. I say, let's go walk the bridge, or let's go to the gym, or let's walk the beach. So it's amazing because the people who associate with me, then they get skinny.
Yeah.
My brother comes to visit from Venezuela, he gets skinny because I don't have food in my house.
Yeah, well, and that's true. I think a lot of people, even if they're not hungry and they're going out with their friends, it's just an easy thing. Oh, let's just go get something to eat and something to and drink.
Which is it's okay.
I know, but a lot of people do it when they're not even hungry.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with that.
Right.
I think it's okay. It's the lifestyle. It's like you tend to associate with people who you have things in common, things that people. I cannot hang out with negative people. I don't have anything to complain about life.
Right.
I say that I will listen to you to complain for once or twice, but that will be the end of it, because I like my life. I love my life. I love what I do. I'm a happy person,
Right.
So those people will never come to me. I mean, associate with me or associate because we don't have anything in common.
Right, and it's depressing to be around people like that. And it does, like you said, a confident person is contagious, and as well as a negative person.
Exactly.
And when you're around the negative people all the time, you start to think about the negative things in your life instead of thinking of the positive. Because we all have negative in our life, but we don't think about it. We don't dwell about it.
Exactly.
We prefer to think about the positive things.
It's like the show we did before about the internal locus of control. The person who had that internal locus of control that feel confident about themselves, they feel that whatever situation life presents, I'm gonna deal with it, and I'm gonna deal with this in a proactive, positive way. I'm not gonna go into the negativity and the doom and gloom and be with the club of people aim horrible life.
Right.
This kind of thing. So go ahead.
Well, I was having a bad day the other day, and it was just a series of mishaps and people bugging me, and just other things too. And I was just really angry and feeling like that chained dog we were talking about.
Yes. Where were you?
I was driving.
Dangerous.
I always seem to get the most angry when I'm driving for some reason. But I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna and then when I felt like this, I had this feeling of wanting to cry. That feeling of wanting to cry.
Yes, frustration.
Yes, and that's an awful feeling. Sometimes only a glass of wine can cure it for me.
Yes,
but it was during the middle of the afternoon, and I thought to myself, I went through the list of things that were bothering me. I thought, okay, all of these can be resolved.
Yes, yeah.
And then I started thinking about the positive things.
Were you upset when you before you left your house, or just when you started driving?
No, it was like building up from early in the day, and then I tried, went out and ran some errands, and nothing was resolved. I'm the type of person to get things resolved, and the day was coming to an end, and my things that were bothering me were not resolved. Unfinished business, one of my pet peeves. And I just was the feeling, the frustration, but then I just started thinking about the positives.
Yes. Well, we have to go. Okay. Don't forget Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Follow us. No, we love you, baby. Bye. Ciao. Mwah.